Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Digimax Sports Network. This is Scott Kerker along with Randy Begole. Randy, Metamora comes into tonight's game. This is a big, highly contested game. They beat Metamora, Washington, beat Metamora back in early December, early in the season. And, you know, it's going to be, this is one I'm sure we've circled on our calendars for a long time.
Yeah, this is the rematch, and last time we played them, we had a 10-point lead. That lead dissipated at the end of the game, so I got to believe the Redbirds are hungry tonight to try to have a chance at revenge and really defend their home court here again,
Yeah, for sure. And, I think Metamora learned a lot from that loss back in December about, keeping the pedal on, or keeping the foot on the pedal and making sure that they, continue to, you can't just take the game for granted with about 3 minutes to go. And Metamora found that out. They had to learn the hard way, and they found that out.
Composure, there was free throws, there were just the little things. All those little things kind of added up, and that's what you got to do to play winning basketball in the fourth quarter. You got to do all those little things right, all those little things you learned as a kid playing ball, and you just got to show up here and you got to make it happen. You got to execute, and a lot of times there's a lot of pressure that can make that go wrong. So, especially when you look at a rivalry here between Washington and Metamora. I mean, these kids have been thinking about this since they were, in grade school. So, a great opportunity for our guys to get right with Washington here tonight.
Yeah. Why don't we take a timeout? When we come back, we'll talk to the Redbird head coach. Well, welcome back to Metamora. We're here with Metamora head coach Justin Dames. Coach, we haven't talked a lot about this rematch, but I'm sure this is one you guys have kind of circled, and it's revenge time.
Yeah, definitely. It felt like we let one slip away last time we played these guys. It was only our third game of the year, so I feel like I barely knew our team at that point in time. I didn't really know, what were we best at, what do we got to get better at, and we learned a lot from the last time we played these guys.
Yeah, Coach, it's been a while since we played them. Any differences in this Washington team that have a different identity? They were kind of gritty last time we played them. What are we looking for from them tonight?
Just more of the same. I think they'll have James Johnson back today, who missed the last game we played against them. So he'll definitely present a different challenge that they didn't have last game. A little bit strength and physicality around the basket. But just a scrappy, gritty team. Plus the guys that are capable of shooting threes, so we got to guard the perimeter really well tonight.
The last couple games you've been without Gavin Geyer. I see he's dressed tonight. Will he get some playing time?
Yeah, he'll play a little bit tonight. He got cleared. His first practice was yesterday, so he's kind of working his way back. He actually asked to play in the JV game tonight. He wanted to get it loose a little bit and see how he felt before just jumping into the varsity game, which was a very mature thing of him to ask. I was glad to see that.
And a good idea too.
Yeah, definitely.
Coach, you get to start another win streak here on the court. Bring home a W tonight.
Yes, sir.
We'll let you get going here. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about keys to tonight's game. Welcome back to Metamora. Well, Randy, I think this is a very important game for Metamora. They've got to prove that, you beat Metamora, you can get us early. But you play us later in the year, we're going to pound you. And that's kind of the message you need to send.
I hope so. When you look at it, if we play the way we did over at Moline, I think Metamora is going to have a great outing here, and it'll really reaffirm what we've been working on. But we got to come out and play. And with Washington, it's always an emotional game. The gym's filling up. But being home is kind of nice this time, Scott.
Seems like we've had a lot of road. We do have a lot of home games coming up. The first half, we spent a lot of time going to other people's places. And, it's nice to know we got a lot of home games left.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's good. Danny Greaves in the house tonight. His team plays right after this against Dunlap.
And we'll be interviewing Danny at halftime of this game.
Outstanding. Okay, excellent. So that's kind of nice to see. But probably getting ready for the Hall of Fame tomorrow, along with you. Getting inducted at, 5:30 tomorrow?
Yeah.
Here on the basketball court. So congratulations on that, Scott. That's well-deserved, outstanding work over the years. So
I appreciate that.
Well-deserved, my friend. That's awesome.
Thank you. But the business at hand here tonight, I think you really, you have some lofty aspirations right now, and you've got to beat teams like Washington. And we got to come out. We got to play like our hair's on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? We got to keep our composure. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. Just keep our composure. Be smart. Don't get caught up in the emotional stuff. You know they're going to be physical. You know they're going to be setting screens. You know you're going to get frustrated at some point, and just got to keep your head. You know, we got to step up to the free throw line every time and knock them down. You know, no excuses for that. And just play Redbird smart basketball out here. And if we do those things, this game's ours to win.
Ready for our school song here.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to tonight's game. You know how we get it going. We got the Metamora cheerleaders and dancing here tonight. We ask you to get on your feet for tonight's playing of our school song. Here we go.
Welcome back to Metamora as we close in on the national anthem and the starting lineups. Randy, I really feel this is a kind of a game that the kids kind of are going to come out and they're going to be focused because, we got beat. I don't want to say we got embarrassed because it was a close ball game, but that's a game we kind of felt like we left on the floor.
That was the game that was, absolutely, it was winnable. You put the Canton game in that category as well. So
Dunlap.
For sure, the Dunlap game. These are games that, hey, during the season they happen, and you know what? You get up and you play another game. But a game like this happens in the postseason, which we're trying to hopefully tune up for as we work towards the second half of the season. You start thinking about the postseason. You're going to have games like that, and you got to find a way to gut it out. And that's hopefully the lesson that comes out of this, right, is finding ways to win games when you're not playing at your best. That's the thing. Anybody can win a game when you're shooting 80% from three.
That's not always going to happen.
Exactly. So it comes down to the defense and the free throws and the grind and fighting through picks and contesting every shot and blocking out on the rebound every time and just all those little things that as a team gels, they know how to work together on, the backdoor cuts and when am I backdoor and when am I faking it, not throwing the ball out of bounds, the communication, all the little things have to come together. And that's kind of where we are now is we've played enough minutes together as a cohesive team that now you want to see that start to gel,
We're closing in on the final few seconds before the national anthem and the starting lineup.
So, and this is the first game of the Round Ball Classic this weekend, right? So we got a game after this, and then all day tomorrow we got
from 11:30 on.
So it'll be good.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Metamora High School for tonight's Mid-Atlantic Conference matchup between the visiting Panthers of Washington High School and your Metamora Redbirds. At this time, we ask you please stand and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, Randy Metamora will have a size advantage, and James Johnson did not play the first game against us, so he's back in the lineup tonight. One number that's kind of missing from this lineup is one of the assistant coach's sons, Jackson Vanderheit, not starting.
Yeah, they've got him listed as 1 on the roster, but he's actually number 3 out there.
Okay.
So he is out there, but no, that's a great point. Washington starts out in the half-court man. Redbirds run a little flex cut here. Washington playing that tenacious defense that they're known for. Busey for 3.
Good.
Nice way to start out the game here for the Redbirds. Sometimes you play defense for 40 seconds like that and they hit a 3. That's a little bit of a backbreaker sometimes. Just a little timeout here, something on the court here. So Washington will inbound. Vanderheid guarded by Vasquez. Johnson guarded by Brady Jones. And you know, this Washington team, Scott, they start 4 seniors and a junior.
Wow.
You know, so there's a lot of experience out there. Johnson.
Oh, good defense by Brady Jones.
And nice job to wall up. Corner 3 doesn't go, and Vanderheid sneaks in for the rebound and putback. Ball goes into Bourne. Out to Koch. Jones sets the screen for Vasquez. Pops. Jones guarded by Johnson. Now Koch gets in the lane. Loses it.
Stripped.
Yeah, tough to attack the lane with these guys, especially with a spin move like that.
Well,
a lot of hands in there.
Yeah, a lot of people in there. There was
Johnson drives baseline, kicks it out. Davidson guarded by Busey. Craighead guarded by Koch.
pretty good defense. That's pretty.
Redbird's doing a nice job here. Vanderheid takes it in, kicks it out to Craighead for 3.
And he canned it.
Goes. Wow. You know, Scott, that's kind of one of those inside out looks that we're talking about.
Yep.
That's a high percentage look there. Those are tough to stop. Busey thought about the 3, gets it to Bourne.
And it goes. Nice pass.
Yeah. Ties things up here at 5 in the early going. A lot of screens here being set by Washington. A lot of back cut screens. Johnson now drives baseline, kicks it out. Davidson for 3, misses it. Jones knocks it over to Vasquez. Redbirds control, up to Koch. Busey for 3. Wow. Tell you, he gets to that spot in the corner of the M out there, and he is in range. He loves that look.
Oh, great defense by Bourne.
Bourne's guarding Kaminsky out there.
Kaminsky thought he had the baseline, but then Bourne just beat him to the spot.
Ball gets knocked up. Craighead for 3. Nothing, and ball gets knocked out of bounds to the Redbirds. There's a chance for the Redbirds to make it a 2-score game. Washington full court man press here. Just trying to deny that inbound pass. Just put a little pressure on Vasquez as he brings it up. Vasquez sets the screen, slips. Gets it to Bourne, handoff back to Koch. Now to Jones, gets in the lane, little floater, gets deflected, recovers it, gets a layup. Nice job by Brady Jones to maintain his concentration. That ball got tipped away. Vanderhyde gets blocked out of bounds. It'll be Washington to inbound.
That was great defense by both Vasquez and Koch.
Now number 10, Kinnear, comes into the game. He replaces Craighead for the Panthers. Kinnear, 6'1", sophomore, yeah. Johnson gets to the block. Layup goes, and he did not play the last time.
No.
So he's kind of a whole new element to this Washington team that we didn't see last time out. Bourne gets it to Jones, over to Vasquez, sets the screen. Bourne really working hard in there and picks up the foul on the floor. It's going to go against Johnson.
There was a lot of head fakes in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, great job for Bourne to get that ball head fake, get Johnson up in the air, and really, that's when you want to jump into a guy and try to finish and get a three-point play. Ball goes into Vasquez. Over to Busey, down, kicks it out to Bourne for three. Just rolls out, and Vasquez tips it out of bounds to Washington.
That's still a good look for Bourne. Kind of role reversal there a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. Usually it's Bourne kicking it out, but nice inside-out look, squared to the rim. That'll go. You give Bourne that shot, he's going to hit 2 out of 3 of those. Bourne now, nice block out. Gets it out to Busey on the fast break and lays it in for 2.
Great outlet by Bourne.
Yeah, and you love a bucket like that in a game like this because you're beating the defense down the floor. You don't let them get set up, and you get a nice, easy 2-point look there. That's excellent basketball.
That's a great job by Koch because he had to guard 2 guys there.
Yeah, Johnson with the spin move. Finishes in the lane, and that's tough. We're definitely going to need help on Johnson. He's pretty crafty with the ball. Brady Jones. Oh, pass gets tipped. Washington recovers. Johnson in the paint, and he charges.
Yeah,
and that'll be 2 fouls on Johnson, and Koch did a great job getting in position, drawing the charge there for the Redbirds.
And Gavin Geyer, good to see him come back. He'll come in, he'll replace
Brady Jones, it looks like. And then for Washington, Johnson will sub out. That's number 40, Abe Lucas, comes into the game. 6'1" sophomore. So Geyer seen his first varsity minutes in
about a week.
Yeah, it's been a while. Right on time, there's Geyer in the paint. Gets it out to Bourne. Skips it over to Vasquez. Bourne sets a high screen for Vasquez. He pops. Now hands off to Busey. Busey now gets it in the Bourne in the paint. Who spins, gets the 2, and he'll go to the line for the 3-point play opportunity.
Wow.
And the foul goes against number 10. That's going to be on Kinnear. That'll be Kinnear's first.
What a nice entry pass and a really nice move by Bourne.
Great job to turn and extend. Put that ball up in the air and finish.
Got him on his back hip and just kind of almost like blocked him off.
Absolutely. Craighead comes into the lineup, replaces Kinnear for the Panthers. And Morrison now into the game for the Redbirds. He replaced Vasquez. Didn't see that sub. Vanderhyde gets guarded by Morrison.
Oh, nice job by Morrison.
Yeah, excellent footwork by Morrison.
Oh, good foul, good foul.
And Morrison reaches it with 7 seconds to go
That's
in
just
the
our
first quarter.
That's just our first foul of the quarter.
Yeah, so that was just kind of a slowdown foul there by the Redbirds, just trying to take Washington out of what they want to do. Now Kinnear comes into the game. He replaces Lucas
Ashton
for the Panthers.
Taylor comes in for
Morrison.
Morrison wasn't in very long.
No, but did a great job defensively. Davidson against Koch. And Koch now commits the foul up top with 2.9 in the first. And again, Redbirds just trying to slow Washington. Now Vasquez comes in for the Redbirds. And he will replace Koch, it looks like.
So Vasquez in for Koch. Morrison will come in, replace.
He replaces Bourne.
Give Bourne a couple extra seconds to rest.
So again, Redbirds just trying to keep Washington in front of them. Don't let them get anything easy here. Make them fight, earn for everything they can. They throw up a 3, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Redbirds 14, Panthers 9.
Welcome back to Metamora as we start the second quarter. It'll be Washington ball to start the second quarter after the break. Forgot to bring in, Eli Young, too, our third guy on the broadcast. Eli?
I'm still recovering from last night's girls game. That was an epic one.
That was a great basketball game. Metamora upset number 1 ranked Morton Lady Potters, and right here at Tepke Gym. It was a heck of a ball game.
I had to send the news clip off to my daughter. She spent a lot of time playing for the Redbirds, losing to a Morton girls team that won state championships. So she enjoyed hearing that news this morning. But, what a game, Eli.
Johnson back on the floor for Washington with 2 fouls. And it's stolen by
Brady Jones gets the steal. Up to Morrison for 3. Just off the front. Geyer got his hands on it, knocked it out, and it's off Washington.
Metamora ball.
Metamora to inbound. Nice job by Geyer to go up strong, and he kind of tried to rip that down. There was just a guy in the way. Vasquez gets the inbound. Over to Geyer.
Looked like they were holding.
Vasquez. Yeah, they kind of had him around the arm there. Vasquez drives baseline, draws the block. Foul's going to go against Kaminsky. That'll be his first.
Now, Randy, let me ask you. I think Jones is guarding Johnson's guarding Brady Jones. I think I'd go right down into Brady Jones. Wouldn't you try to get his third foul?
Absolutely. Have him go post hard and pump fake, get him up in the air, and try to draw something. And Morrison gets it knocked away. Jones comes up with it. And now Kaminsky somehow gets on the backside of the defense, and he'll pick up an easy layup. Ball goes into Geyer against Craighead. Hands off to Busey. Now down to Morrison. Back to Busey for 3. Craighead with the rebound for the Panthers. Johnson now, guarded by Geyer, pulls up for 3. Morrison with the rebound. Jones now has it. Jones sets a screen for Geyer. Rolls down in the paint. Out to Morrison. Back to Geyer for 3. And Morrison rolls in for the rebound and the putback. And Geyer, had the look. He just dropped the ball. Just didn't get a clean look off that 3. But great job by Morrison just to be active in the paint and gets the putback. Vanderhyde And
That's
he
a
will
charge.
give the charge, and that's Morrison who set up. And excellent work by the Redbirds on defense. Kinnear comes in for Washington, replaces Kaminsky, and for the Redbirds, Bourne comes in.
Or Geyer.
Jones, guarded by Johnson, gets it to Bourne. Hands off to Busey. Thought about the three. Now drives down the lane.
Climbs in.
Nice job. Boy, Busey really extends that arm when he finishes with a layup.
And it's kind of, whoa, boy.
Vanderhyde for three. Gets his own rebound. Vanderhyde cuts in the lane, kicks it out. Craighead for three. Doesn't go, and ball bounces around. Johnson comes up with it. Johnson drives in on Bourne. Gets some help from Jones. Vanderhyde for three. Doesn't go. Again, Craighead runs it down.
You got to grab the ball.
Davidson in the paint. Hands it off to Johnson. Doesn't go.
Finally.
Finally secures it for the Redbirds. Wow, that's it. Too many shots on goal there for the Panthers. Came out of Busey for three from the corner. And now Washington will take a timeout. Down 10 in the second quarter here with 4:46 to go. And wow, I don't know what to make out of this, Scott. We got a 10-point lead, but we just gave up 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. Lots going on down here. A lot of emotion in this game, but boy, Busey's really filling it up. Busey's got 13 of the 21 points for the Redbirds right now. Just shooting outstanding here at home.
I'd really try to get the ball down low into Jones's hands because he's either going to foul him or he's going to have easy layups.
I like your thinking. I agree. You get Johnson out of here. That's a big offensive weapon for them. He's only got 4 right now, but he's big frame. He helps them defensively, and he's able to knife into the paint and get rebounds, do a lot of things out there. Skilled player,
They'll be washing the ball after the timeout.
Johnson brings it up. He's guarded by Bourne.
Oh, he almost stepped on the center line.
He almost went over him back there. Johnson is posted against Bourne. Bourne gets him out to the short corner. Kicks it out for Craighead for three. It's short. And Vasquez gets fouled.
Yep.
That's going to go against Vanderhyde.
That's 3 on him?
That'll be
two
on Vanderhyde. And Vanderhyde now.
And that'll be number 3 on him now.
That'll be 3 on him. But, yeah, he just blew up the screen there by Zach Bourne.
And Zach Bourne probably sold that a little bit, too.
Yeah, but, you can do that in football, but you can't do that in basketball. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Vanderhyde takes his seat. And number 15, Rio Scone,
a freshman,
comes in. Vasquez now, guarded by the freshman, takes him baseline. Kicks it back out. Jones hands off to Busey. Bourne sets a high screen. Vasquez gets it to the corner to Busey for 3.
Good.
Wow. Briggs Busey is just shooting smooth as silk here in the first half. Love it. Johnson. Redbirds are doing just a nice job. And there's Busey with the steal and the layup. And the Redbirds are up by 15 here with 3:10 to go. And Coach Schimmelhorn will take a timeout. He'll take a full 60 to talk things over. And, wow, I mean, the Redbirds defense just looks great. We're doing a great job just staying in front of the defense, you know.
Yeah, we're forcing them to kind of rush their shots, and they're not getting good shots either.
Yeah, I mean, everything, you know, we're just staying in front of them, and, you know, they're looking to get lanes to the bucket. We're cutting things off. We've drawn a couple charges, which kind of slows your drive down at the other team. So the defense really looks good, and we've seen a couple times here, you know, defense is turning into offense for us. So love the way the Redbirds are playing. We just have to sustain this effort, you know, and really we're kind of building off the momentum we started at Moline, you know, just being patient, you know, getting that inside-out look.
And we're finding the hot hand in Briggs Busey. He's got 18 points here in the first half.
Yeah, 3 minutes to go in the second. He's got 18. I mean, Busey is keep feeding the hot hand. You know, that's the couple guys in past years we'd do that with. You know, Tyler Mason would get hot, and
Matthew Zobrist
and Nate Cannell over the years. You know, all those folks just keep feeding it to them. And heat check, right?
There'll be Washington ball after the timeout.
Johnson guarded by Bourne up top. Gets the ball to Davidson in the corner. Johnson for three, way out. Busey with the rebound.
He got way up there for that.
Gets the ball down to Bourne on the block. Bourne goes in, finishes high off the glass.
Man.
Bourne now, pressuring Johnson, knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll be Washington to inbound.
That's some really good defense by Bourne.
Johnson down in the post against Bourne. And spins to the left side, finishes. He's a skilled kid. It's tough to guard him one-on-one down there, Scotty.
That's a pretty good move, too.
Yeah. Busey gets a screen and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot three. That's what will go against Kaminsky. And that'll be, see him up on the board here.
That's just two or one? Is that one for him? That's just one. Oh, that's number 2 on him.
Yeah.
At the line, Briggs Busey for Metamora, shooting 3.
Come on, Briggs. Maybe he needs to take a couple steps back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, get him out there by the circle.
I say take a step back.
I think he does. You know, I remember as a kid watching Michael Jordan shoot free throws, and when he was a little long like that, he'd take a step back, be about a foot behind the line, start putting him in. Sometimes you got to do that.
There you go.
Now he's dialed in. Johnson works his way into the paint. Jones with the rebound, out to Busey. Busey on the run. Tries to kick it out, gets tipped. Washington recovers.
That's great defense.
And Johnson misses the steps. Davidson comes out, and there's Busey. Pulls it away from Davidson. Nice defense by Busey.
Nice job by Jones and Vasquez to get back on defense.
Koch flips the screen, gets it in the corner, gets it to Busey. They run him off the three-point line. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson gets in the paint, and he'll make the bucket and have a chance to go to the line here for the three-point play for Washington. Foul goes against Koch, and that'll be Koch's second, I believe. The numbers on the board up here, Scott.
They're not even the guys out there on the floor.
I have to have a little talk with Ken down there at halftime. Johnson misses the throw, and Geyer runs it down. Geyer back to Koch, sets a screen. Koch in the paint. High off the glass, doesn't go, and Johnson with the rebound. And now Davidson loses it out of bounds. It'll be Metamora ball. Morrison checks into the lineup. He replaces Koch. Kaminsky with the steal. Gets the layup. Bourne guarded by Johnson. They're taking in the lane.
And that's 3 on him.
That's 3 on Johnson, and you called it, Scott. That's exactly what you wanted to do. Take it at him, and Bourne gets the deuce. He'll have the chance for the three-point play, and now Johnson's in foul trouble. Excellent offense by the Redbirds.
And he gets the three-point play. Nice job.
And Bourne now with 9 here in the first half for the Redbirds. And now Vanderhyde checks back into the game with 19 seconds. He replaces Kinnear. He's guarded by Vasquez.
Maybe you can get a fourth on him. They're going to leave him out there. That's a good foul.
Bourne fouls out top with 4.6 seconds to go in the half. Johnson guarded by Vasquez, gets it knocked away. Taylor does it go, and Redbird take a 15-point lead in the halftime, up 32-17.
The varsity team will be performing their contemporary routine, Neon Green Lights in Pompeii, choreographed by Metamora alumni Cameron McCoy and Aston Ronan, the Metamora dance team.
Well, at halftime here, we're joined by former Metamora head basketball coach Danny Greaves. Coach, you're down in Louisiana now helping your son at St. Stanislaus,
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. We're right on the water.
Yeah.
We've got a pier that goes 400 feet out in the Gulf.
Oh, wow.
The Gulf of the United States.
Yeah.
Catching any redfish down there or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Or
No doubt.
doing a little fishing?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm living right on the Jordan River.
Oh,
Oh, it's
beautiful.
gorgeous. Yeah, been very fortunate.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Coach, a couple quick questions before we get into what you're doing down there. Now, was it a little bit of a shock for your kids that from down in Mississippi to come up here in this cold weather?
Well, it was 67 degrees there today. And the other morning it was kind of cold, and I said, we just think it's going to be 50 degrees colder when we get down there. It was hard for them to believe. They're a firm believer now, though.
You have to take these guys by, like, Burlington Coat Factory or something? I mean, how'd you prepare them for this?
We had to tell them the difference between a jacket and a coat.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
A few years ago when you went down there, your kids went down there, they had a blast on the beach playing some flag football. I don't think your kids could do that today.
But, it was kind of cool. When we flew in Wednesday, went straight to the Dunlap game. When we came out, it was a whiteout. Man, the snow was coming down, and they were going nuts. It was right there was worth the trip.
Cool. So, Coach, you're down there. How's your team doing?
We're doing pretty well. We're 18-4. We're a small school. We're 3A, and they have all the way up to 7A. So we've lost 4 games all to 7A teams. We're rated number 1 in our 3A, and we're rated number 8 overall. So we're still a work in progress, but we're inching along.
You say Metamora teams are always a work in progress.
Now, Coach, we got to define this now. You know what I mean? So, like, all I know is kind of the Catholic schools here. I mean, is there any recruiting that goes on? What's your enrollment? Kind of help us understand what that means. What's your enrollment? What's
we're
that
right
number?
under 300.
Right under 300.
And that's 7 through 12.
7 through 12. You guys pan a large area? I mean, how big of an area do you guys get
We are an
students
international school. We have dorms. There's only 2 schools in Mississippi that have dorms.
Oh, wow.
And we're one of them. So we get kids from all over the world.
Oh,
we've had kids that started for Brazil. Right now, we've got a point guard from Spain, Rafa. That's really good. You'll enjoy watching him.
Wow, very cool. Oh, thank you for putting that in perspective. Here you got that Catholic schools up in Chicago, so I never know when I see a private school. I never know what I'm looking at.
Right.
So that's really cool. That's really cool. Thank you.
So you're ranked number 3 in the state down there.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you're 3A.
Our last game, we got beat by the number 2 team, Germantown, and so that's our last game that we played. And we're coming up here to go after it.
Cool. What's the difference between basketball down there and basketball in Illinois?
I think the organization and the ability to teach and coach. Up here, think about the staff that I've had for the years I've had. We had 6 guys the whole time I was here. Down south, Daniels for the first 3 years did it by himself, and then he got they wanted to give him an assistant coach that was a football coach, but needed another stipend. So, hey, he's your new coach. And that kind of happens down south, Basketball is probably the 3rd or 4th sport as you look at. Football is God. All right, baseball is king. And then you talk about basketball, but maybe soccer, especially in South Mississippi, where we've got a really good soccer program and won 6 out of 8 state championships. So it's pretty good.
We're naming some of those kids and where they're from. I was thinking these kids are probably pretty good soccer players, too.
Yes, they are.
Yes. That's good for footwork. That's good for defense, Coach, right?
It's awesome. It really is.
Love it.
Although the negative side is you can't use your hands. It's a handball, though. It does.
Coach, what was it like to come in here as a coach for another school?
Pretty strange, as a matter of fact. This is my gym. This is what we built.
Yep.
So to come in here now, but it's still my gym.
Oh yeah.
So it feels great to be back.
Because you'll always be the coach here.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I feel like the people here in the town, our fans are second to none. And our players are second to none, but also our parents. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. and I told our kids, I said, the most important thing about our culture is going to happen right at your kitchen table. And if you can get your parents and everybody bought in about giving up a little bit of you for the team, and everybody just, we instead of me, and that's what happens at houses, not just at the school. And that's happened here, and it's been very, very fun for me.
Coach, did you tell your kids what it was like here in Metamora?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did, as a matter of fact. And I said, and not only that, but the atmosphere, for the JV game, they couldn't believe it. This is a JV team and game, and I go, yeah. So, basketball is big up here, and now they're getting a little taste of that. So,
do you have a big following down there?
We have when we win, yes. When we won in 2011, it was packed gyms everywhere we went. Now, the year before, my son Daniel, he's been there 5 years. They won 2 games, so we bottomed out. And he's slowly worked it back the right way, worked on culture and standards. The standard is the standard. It's not going to change, and those kind of things. And if you do that, eventually good things happen. Kind of here. It was new for them when I got here. I was lucky that my son Jackson came with me and knew all our stuff, and everybody kind of got on board. Guys like Joe Cannell and Jared Dame and those guys, and it was fun to watch them kind of, take the lead on the program that we were trying to build.
And you won 20 games.
Yes, we did. we played 32 minutes, full court, man-to-man, every game except what game?
Against East St. Louis.
St. Louis right here. Remember that?
Yeah, played a zone that you never practiced.
We put in 15 minutes early. I said, hey, I think this might work. And the coach comes and goes, hey, that's one of the best 2-3 zones I've ever seen. Can you send me some stuff on that? I go, no problem. It'll only take 15 minutes.
There's nothing like a zone with a man-to-man mentality. Nothing like it.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Coach, we'll let you get going. So good to see you again.
So great to see y'all.
Great to see you, Coach.
I appreciate everything you've done for basketball and all sports here. And, I brag on y'all everywhere we go. And think of the following that you have, when you get about 2,000 units watching a game. Like tonight, I'd love to know how many people are watching. It's a ton.
Yeah.
But it's all thanks to you and what you do at MTCO. Thank you very much.
We have a great crew here.
Yes, you do.
Hey, I am very blessed to be standing with 2 Hall of Famers right here. I mean,
congratulations,
my goodness.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Excited for tomorrow for you guys, man. That's awesome.
I am too.
You guys worked your butts off to get here, man. So Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. Let's enjoy the second half and go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby.
Thank you. Well, that was sure good to see him again, wasn't it?
Oh, man, he's a breath of fresh air. Just the same energy as day one walking into this gym. It's so much fun to talk with Coach. Washington still in that tenacious half-court man. Jones working against Johnson down there. Sets the screen for Koch. Koch gets in the lane. Euro step.
They're called the travel.
Called on the travel. Tough one. Little contact, going through the lane there, and just kind of got Sam hooked, slowed down just a little bit there. Johnson drives against Jones. Backs his way in the paint. Spins. Fadeaway. Doesn't go. Koch digs it out. They've got numbers. Oh. And on the floor, Bourne gets fouled. That's going to go against Kaminsky, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah, that'll be Kaminsky's 3rd. And, boy, when you're running down like that, somebody gets upended like it's just the scariest thing. So it's glad everybody's okay there. Busey gets it in the corner, guarded by Vanderhyde, gets it down to Bourne, gets knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Metamora to inbound. Ball goes into Vasquez. Busey for 3. A little long. Washington runs down the rebound.
Still a good shot.
Yeah, good look.
Busey gets rid of the ball so quick.
He gets his feet set. He gets those feet pointing the right direction. Everything else just falls in line. Johnson now in the short corner against Jones. Gets his way in the lane. Little jumper. It goes. He's tough. When he gets about 8 feet from the rim, he's extremely highly skilled. Bourne gets it, gets in the paint, kicks it out to Vasquez for three.
Good.
Nice. There's that inside-out look that we saw so much against Moline in the last outing, and that's just a great look for the Redbirds.
When we're playing well, we see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Redbirds pushed out to a 16-point lead.
Johnson down, gets in the paint against Jones, spins, finishes with the left.
Should there be a backside coming around for that
Yeah,
spin?
he's deadly down there, but he gets so deep, and now everybody else is covering up because he can kick it out for three. So it's a tough set to play against for Washington there. Koch for three. Long, and Kaminsky with the rebound. Washington puts up a little box here. I got to believe they're going to set some screens here. And Busey comes over the top of Davidson, but gets called for the foul. And that'll be the first on Busey here tonight. And now number 10, Kinnear, subs in the lineup. He replaces Craighead for the Panthers. Johnson against Jones. Oh, big collision out front. No whistle. Johnson for three. And it goes off the double screen. And I tell you what, Washington is setting some really hard screens out here. I mean, they're physically taking Jones for three.
Good.
Nice. But yeah, the Redbirds, I mean, you start talking about talking on defense, Scott. You got to call these screens out. You got to yell at your teammates to let them know it's coming. There's Johnson for three against Jones, and it goes. That's two in a row for Johnson. Johnson now with 18 for the Panthers.
You got to get Sam Koch going. He doesn't have any points yet.
Yeah, we've got to set some screens and get him going. Jones gets it down in the paint. That's Bourne. Little contact. No whistle. Panthers now on the move. Johnson has it. Hands it off to Vanderhyde. Guarded by Vasquez. Davidson. Guarded by Koch. Johnson now against Jones. Johnson looking for the screen. And Busey knocks it away. Gets the ball.
Oh, it's got to be a foul. Yeah.
And he'll go to the line to shoot two. And a little bit of a late whistle there, but they got it done. Foul goes against number 10. That's Kinnear. 6'1" sophomore. That's his second foul.
Gavin Geyer comes in for Jones. Yep.
And for Washington, Craighead comes in. He replaces Kaminsky. Nice job by Busey. Take care of business at the line there. Busey now with 21. Geyer gets the assignment to guard Johnson.
A little more physical guy. Oh, nice job by Sam Koch. That's a real nice job.
Kinnear drives the lane. Gets it to go. Busey now makes a cut. Gets it over to Vasquez for three. Doesn't go. Koch gets up for the rebound. And now Bourne ends up with it and finishes it.
Just always hanging around
the lead back to lead back up to 13 here for the Birds. Nice job by
Bourne, just hanging around the basket.
Yeah.
Poor Sam just can't buy a bucket right now.
Yeah, just, it's a lot of bodies in there, when he's trying to finish. Here's Johnson now. Backs in against Geyer. Fade away, and it goes for Johnson. And again, he's now Johnson has 20.
21.
Yeah, went from 18 to 21 there. That was weird.
Yeah, I think he's only got 20.
Gotch gets it out. Busey for three. Just rims out. Again, that's a good look for Busey.
Yeah.
Johnson steps back. This is everything. Busey gets it up to Geyer. Geyer, little contact there. Vasquez with the rebound. Out to Busey. Back to Vasquez for three. Doesn't go. Long rebound. Gets tipped to Busey. Backdoor cut for Vasquez.
Oh, yeah.
And finishes the layup. Great cut. Great look. Redbirds back up to a 13-point lead here with 44 seconds to go in the third. And I tell you, we're offensively right now, we're just struggling a little bit, but we're just staying on track, Johnson really showing what he's got here on the offensive end.
I'm not sure how they got him at 21.
Yeah, I think he's got 20. Because he had 18, and he just hit a little two-pointer there. Unless they missed a three-pointer earlier. I don't know. Like Morrison's jumped into the lineup here, replaces Busey for the Redbirds. Johnson posts up against Geyer and works his way in, and Geyer gets called for the block.
What's he supposed to do?
Not a lot there. That was an interesting whistle. So Geyer gets his first down against Johnson. And ball gets knocked out of bounds off Johnson.
Yeah,
that's going to be Metamora ball.
Yep.
Great defense by Gavin Geyer. Now Kaminsky checks back into the lineup for Washington. Replaces Johnson, and then also Lucas. And then number 32 here, Lincoln Zules, 6'1" sophomore. His first action of the night. He's guarding Zach Bourne.
Good luck there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that matchup goes, the way Zach moves. And now a foul against Kinnear out front with 8.4, and Washington's got a few fouls to give here, so this is right out of the Metamora playbook here, Scott. And now Schoen comes back into the lineup. He replaces Kinnear. The ball goes into Bourne, and he gets held before the inbound, so no time goes off the clock. And that's going to go against the sophomore, Zules.
He really had him pinned on his back. That was a great look by Sam Koch.
It's a great look down there because, you do that. They've only got one more to give here. Ball goes into Morrison, to Geyer, to Vasquez. Geyer for three.
Oh,
just off the front. So the Redbirds will take a 46-33 lead into the fourth quarter.
Welcome back to Metamora. As we head into the fourth quarter, it'll be Washington ball, I believe, yes. So Metamora will come out the way they finished, it looks like.
Johnson back into the lineup for the Panthers.
So we had 3 fouls in the first half. He hasn't picked one up yet here in this half.
Yeah, him or Vanderhyde are both sitting at 3. Johnson posts up at the three-point line, spins baseline, goes up, draws the foul, gets the layup to go, and he'll go to the line. Try to complete the three-point play. That's going to go against Geyer. That's his second. You have to touch. I mean, you almost got to have help on that, you know. Got to have everybody shift over a little bit and just get help. Just don't let him turn.
Sam Koch came over to help and shut him off. He is so good around the basket. Such a soft touch.
Yeah, and he sees the floor well. He sees that help coming. Ball goes into Bourne on the block. To Geyer.
Good
puts it in. Nice interior passing there. And Coach Schimmerhorn's asking for a 3-second call, and he might have
an argument.
He might have a point there, yeah. Bourne switches off onto Johnson. And now Johnson posts up in the lane. Little step through. He'll draw the foul against Bourne. That'll be Bourne's second. That'll take Johnson to the line to shoot 2.
Metamora foul, Zach Bourne, his second. James Johnson on the line.
And Johnson is just feeling his oats here the second half. I mean, Johnson's got 25 now. And so Brady Jones checks back in the lineup. He replaces Zach Bourne, and you got to believe he's fresh now to be able to guard Johnson. So Johnson now at 26. Get past to Morrison. Koch, the handoff from Geyer, out to Vasquez. Vasquez drives the lane, gets it down to Morrison. Layup just won't go for him. But excellent look, excellent idea. Johnson, guarded by Geyer. Davidson for 3. High rebound to Washington Panthers. Fight over it. They recover it. Get it to Craighead. He drives baseline.
Now they've cut it to within 8 points.
Shot goes, and yeah.
Need a bucket.
8-point game here with 6 points to go, and a lot of contact up front here. And Coach Dame takes a 30-second timeout here to talk things over. But a lot of physicality going on out there, and it's playing to Washington's advantage actually right now, you know.
And right there, that should have been a foul on Washington kid because and then it looked like Vasquez because he's just pushing his arm away from him.
Yeah, but I mean, he literally had a hold of Vasquez's jersey, you know. So I'm surprised that's not being called, but it is what it is, Scott. Right? You got to play through that.
Yep.
So things tightening up here. That's Tepke. Busey to inbound for the Redbirds. Jones for 3. Doesn't go. Ball gets knocked up. Jones recovers.
Oh, Jones, what a job.
Man,
nice hustle.
He skied for that ball. I mean, he was up 12 feet in the air. Morrison gets a screen from Geyer. Gets it over to Jones. They double Jones. To Morrison. Back to Jones for the layup. Beautiful little give and go there. Excellent cut by Brady Jones. Johnson now pulls his way into the lane. Kicks it out. And nice job by Geyer to block off against Johnson there. Here's Jones. And now,
good job. Nice cut to the basket.
Yeah, nice delivery by Morrison. And, you cut to the basket, good things happen, Scott. I love that the Redbirds come out and we're being aggressive again. We're not just trying to protect the lead. We're trying to extend the lead again. It's like oxygen for us. You know what I mean? You got to keep fighting and winning this game and extending the lead, right?
Yep.
You start just trying to protect the lead, you play different. Your mentality is different,
And Geyer gets them both. We needed that.
Lead back up to 12 here for the Redbirds. Geyer on Johnson. Johnson now gets in the lane, steps in. Boy,
wasn't that a
looks
travel?
like he took a couple steps there, but no whistle. That was interesting. Cuts the lead to 10. Johnson now with 28 for the Panthers. Busey drives baseline. Reverse layup won't go. Johnson now brings it up for the Panthers. Johnson drives baseline. Steps for three. Long rebound. Geyer runs it down. Now gets it up to Busey. Busey attacks. Back door for Jones. Beautiful work.
What a pass.
Yeah. Go to Johnson down on the block again. And they're going to call a block against Geyer.
Terrible.
And
that's a bad call.
and I don't know if they're going to call him shooting or on the ground, but and then when he rolled over Geyer, his foot made contact with Geyer's face, and so Geyer kind of shaking it off here, and he's okay. But yeah, what a gutty effort there by Geyer. My goodness. Kind of a football play there, Scott.
Yeah.
So now,
it's out of bounds. It's out of bounds.
okay, yeah, getting conflicting signals here from the official, but now it's out of bounds. So ball goes in to Johnson now, guarded by Jones. Johnson now drives the lane. Rebound, handled by Bourne, and there's Johnson.
It's got to be a. Oh!
And now
What's going on? That's a
the
terrible
official calls that a travel, and I don't know how Bourne could have tripped if there was no contact there. That is shocking to me. And now Washington throws the ball out of bounds. So, sometimes things just right themselves in the universe, Scott.
So that was terrible.
Yeah, that was tough. Vasquez brings it up against Vanderhyde. Gets it to Jones, guarded by Johnson. Now down to Bourne. Hands it off to Koch for three. Short. Ball bounces out to Jones. Now to Koch. Now to Busey. To Jones in the corner. And there's Brady Jones, goes for the dunk. Doesn't go, but Bourne picks it up and gets the layup, and we'll take 2 points any way we can get it. Johnson now drives the lane, spins, and he gives the charge to Busey. And that'll be the fourth foul on Johnson. And great job by Briggs Busey to come over and anticipate the spin move by Johnson. Excellent defense by Busey there. Johnson's been going so aggressive to the rim this whole second half.
Because they've been protecting him.
And nice job. Busey gets double teamed. Ball gets knocked away off of Washington, out of bounds. Metamora to inbound. Doesn't feel like a 14-point game right
No.
now, does it, Scout? Vasquez hands off to Jones. Back to Vasquez. Redbirds just looking to be selective about a shot here and very smart. Just keep letting that clock tick. Get good looks only. Back door by Jones. They cover it up. And now Bourne gets fouled. And that goes against Davidson. And that's his first foul in the contest. Kaminsky now checks back into the game for the Panthers. He replaces Vanderhyde. Ball goes into Vasquez. And Vasquez gets into the lane. Back door to Koch for the layup. Beautiful work. Excellent pass by Vasquez. And now Coach Schimmerhorn will take a timeout. And he'll take a full timeout. Talk things over. Down 16 here with 2:04.
What happened? I didn't see what happened there.
He just called a timeout, and the coach was just trying, or the ref was just clarifying whether it was a full timeout for a 30-second.
Did you see Eli?
This white-haired official came in pretty hot. We're trying to warn somebody. I think it was Johnson. He's gone. He's gone.
Oh, okay. Johnson must have. So was there a tech? Did you guys see a tech at all?
I don't know. Student section's letting him hear it though.
I didn't see it.
I guess we'll find out.
Hey,
yeah, here we go. The announcer, the PA.
Mike's saying it was a. Mike's over here saying it was an obscene gesture to the crowd. Over here to the fans, all over here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's generally frowned upon.
Yeah, probably.
We'll draw a technical foul from a zebra any day of the week. Okay. So Redbirds then will have two shots here then to shoot the tech. And that was Johnson's fifth, so he had to leave the contest here. So Johnson, what a second half by Johnson, but just the frustration, you think about the emotion. We were kind of on the other side of that the last time we played these guys. You know what I mean, we got, the emotion got to us, and we did some things that weren't characteristic, and that's part of this tenacious rivalry that we have here. You think about that Metamora Washington rivalry. It's one of the best rivalries in the state.
There he goes.
Busey now with 22 for the Birds. Followed by Bourne with 13 and Jones with 11. Ball goes into Bourne. The short corner. Gets doubled. Kicks it out to Busey. Now out to Vasquez. Vasquez gets it knocked away. And now Vanderhyde will go to the line to shoot two. Foul goes against Busey.
It's got to be maybe his second? Yeah.
His second. Well, Redbirds maintained their composure here, Scotty, and just kept plugging away and kept fighting. A lot of screens, a lot of physical play here by Washington, and you got to love the way the Redbirds just maintain their composure here tonight.
Yep.
And that game got down to single digits, like you said.
Down to 8, and then we
just got it back together and just kept fighting, and didn't let anything bother them. Here's Bourne, drives baseline. Gets it to Jones for the lay-in. Koch with the rebound. Puts it up to Busey. Busey right down the middle of the lane. Bourne with the rebound, put back. That puts the lead up to 20. Here with a little over a minute to go. Kaminsky for three.
And gets it.
Hits it. Minute to go here. Redbirds up by 17. Koch gets doubled. Gets it over to Bourne. Bourne recovers it. Gets it down to Koch with a layup. With 30 seconds on the clock, Redbirds up by 19.
It just pushed Metamora's record to 15-6.
You know, after this is a big game here for the Redbirds. You know, after going to Washington and, you know, blowing a 10-point lead and whatnot, they really showed composure here tonight, you know. Vasquez brings it up. Redbirds just looking to kill the clock here. Jones to Koch. It's a screen from Jones.
As we get under 10 seconds here, and Redbirds will just play it out.
Redbirds win by 19 here at Tepke. We'll be back with Coach James. A happy Coach James.
Yes. Welcome back to Metamora. We're here with Metamora head coach Justin Dame. Coach, boy, it sure is nice to get a win against someone who knocked you off earlier in the year.
Yeah, definitely. We played a lot better game this time. We didn't shoot it well at all last time over their place. Obviously, I think Briggs hit more threes in the first half than we hit the whole game last time, which is obviously nice to come out in the first quarter and make some threes. And they get 19 points or something at the half. It was a pretty incredible game from Briggs.
Coach, I mean, the composure of this team, you know, we go back to Moline, you know, hey, they knocked it down to 10. In this case, knocked it down to 8 or 9, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
We held our composure. We fought right back. I mean, Are you seeing some maturity out of these guys?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we made some really big plays, and instead of wanting to talk or say something like we did last time, we just played. And I think we got under their skin a little bit. You can see at the end, the kids threw the ball at us, and they got the technical in the game. So definitely seeing some maturity out of the young guys today.
Yeah, and I thought you matched their physicality in most areas, and they weren't ready for that.
Yeah, definitely. We played a very physical game today. We screened a lot better. We hit bodies. We boxed out really well. It was just all around a good game from us on both ends of the floor, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, having, you know, Gavin Geyer back, you know, to body up against Johnson. I mean, you know, Johnson was a showcase there in the second half.
Yeah.
But just to have him body up and, you know, get a little help there, that was just huge. But, you know, how nice it is to have Gavin Geyer back in the lineup.
And I thought Zach did a good job on him, too, in the first half when he was on him, too. So the combination of Zach and Gavin, you know, he scored some points, but most of them were twos. They were tough around the basket. We wanted to take them away from, especially in the second half when they were down. We didn't want them to just get a flurry of threes to come back, and the guys did a great job.
It's nice to be 15-6, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we should have like 4 or 3 losses right now, but hopefully we've learned from that, and it'll pay dividends later on down the road. If we'd have played like this last Friday, we'd be at 52, I think, right now.
Yeah,
true.
But, you know, that's how it is. You've got a big game tomorrow against Yorkville Christian.
Yeah.
A very good guard and going to SIUE, I believe.
Yeah.
Can't think of what his name is.
Jaden Riley.
Jaden Riley.
Committed to SIUE, yep.
Yeah, he's really good. They've got some they've got a lot of kids that can score. You're going to have your hands full.
Yeah, he averages 29.5 points a game. He's also a really good passer. They got some shooters. Everybody that they play can shoot threes. So it's going to be a big it's similar to this game, right? They just don't have really a guy that gives a post presence like James Johnson did today, but a lot of three-point shooters. and one really high-scoring guard.
Coach, well, let's get going here. Nice job. Way to go. Nice win. Always nice to beat
Always
Washington.
nice
Thanks
to
so
beat
much.
the Panthers.
Yes.
I want to thank Jonathan Stahlberg, Randy Begole, my broadcast partner. I want to thank Eli Young up there our third guy in the booth, and I want to thank Mike Kerker, the cameraman up there. Redbirds come away with a big win tonight, 16-point win. We'll see you tomorrow evening against Yorkville Christian.